To me, it's basically a simple practice of giving yourself a certain amount of time on that particular day. And the whole purpose is about being present. So again, I use the term mindfulness. In therapy, we talk a lot about mindfulness practices because in many cases, we are preoccupied, our thoughts and emotions are preoccupied on other things. Could be a relationship, job, children, any other random stress that comes into your life.
What meditation could look like. So I know
Sure.
there's many different ways a meditation can look. But
Yeah, absolutely.
what would you say about that?
Yeah. I mean, and I will admit, I was one of those people too. When I first tried, I didn't, because it was foreign to me, number one. So I had no context for it. I had no idea, like, what is that? What does that even mean? What's the practice? So I will attempt a little bit during our conversation to try to like break down what I think it is to me, and how I try to explain it to other people. Because I think sometimes we kind of get lost in the clouds of trying to mystify it some way. To me, it's basically a simple practice of giving yourself a certain amount of time on that particular day. And the whole purpose is about being present. So again, I use the term mindfulness. In therapy, we talk a lot about mindfulness practices because in many cases, we are preoccupied, our thoughts and emotions are preoccupied on other things. Could be a relationship, job, children, any other random stress that comes into your life. And so the purpose is to be able to have a tool that you can lean on in times of need, right? So if you're feeling anxious, you can maybe do a meditation and feel a little less anxious after you're done. That would be an example. But in terms of where you could do it, right? Well, if we weren't on this call, I could do it here. Like I could sit in this chair right now, just turn one on, close my eyes and zone out. Whether I want to do it with no sound, like to just truly be with myself, or I want to listen to a guided one. I've done them before in my car while I was driving, not closing my eyes, of course,
Other
but
ways.
just like having the guided one going, not trying to talk and just focusing on what's being said to me, right? So I know some people have done it like on their lunch break. They might go sit in their car for like 10 minutes and just, lay their seat back and just kind of zone out, lay in your bed. You could totally do that. I have some clients, for example, when I'm trying to help them first get started, I suggest they do it before they go to bed. And let me explain why real quick. Because a lot of times, again, talking about being locked into the technology, sometimes it's hard for them to wind down to actually sleep. So in my experience, meditation it's not something that puts you to sleep, but it can put you in a more relaxed state of mind to make it easier to go to sleep. So maybe 15, 20 minutes before a bedtime, they might choose to like listen to something. And I found that based on their report, that it helps them sort of calm down a little bit more and make it a little bit easier to go to sleep. So that's a big benefit. So the simple answer is you could do it pretty much anywhere, hopefully in a safe way. But the idea of it is to just be focused in that moment on either listening, if you're listening to one, or yourself. A lot of people do like breath work. Just focus on your breathing. Or again, you can't have your eyes open. Focus on your surroundings. Look at different things out there and just focus on that. Don't try to think about anything else at that time. That's the purpose of being present. I do want to add one more quick little note. When you're trying to do it, it's very normal that thoughts still enter your mind. I have never had an experience where I had no thought in my mind. I've never had that experience. There's always something that comes up. This is my understanding. I think of it like we're in the ocean. Like I'm kind of sitting here, right? And my thoughts and my feelings are like these little waves that are kind of going past me. And my idea is to not go grab it and hold on to it. My idea is to continue to let it go past me. If it comes, maybe I think about it for a second and I let it keep going. So I'm not trying to be attached to anything at that moment in time. I'm just trying to be focused on me in this moment, and whatever comes up, and it's okay. There's no pressure.